So, the maps that I chose are on the Yemeni Civil War, and the reason I decided to go with this type of geospatial, this particular humanitarian conflict, is because the civil war in Yemen is actually probably the deadliest conflict in the world today, and I thought I would find a plethora of sources for maps that would showcase the various aspects of this conflict. And when I went to go research it, I was not disappointed by the amount of maps that I saw. So I picked out three to show everyone. And if I were to go starting, okay, so here's all my links. I'm going to post them I'm going to put them actually into the actual post after I'm done uploading this video. So that way everyone can go check out the maps at their original sources or in like a new tab. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, so the first map I have is actually relating to Yemen this year. It's a COVID vulnerability assessment map. Basically, Yemen was already in pretty much deep trouble before the COVID-19 pandemic hit, and then with the pandemic actually occurring this year, it just made everything worse in the country. The country is already incredibly unstable from the deadly civil war it's had. It's already facing a cholera outbreak, which we'll get to later in a later map, and there's already been a great loss of life. Infrastructure has been destroyed, and the response to COVID-19 hasn't like been anywhere close to that of other countries in Yemen because everything's so chaotic. So you can see here that darker red regions are like much more vulnerable to COVID-19 than lighter regions, and it can kind of show you where COVID-19 has the biggest impact in Yemen. So that's my first map. My second map is here, and here we go, the map of the cholera epidemic. So this map shows the greatest concentration, the greatest concentrations, the greatest swaths of cholera in Yemen. You can see a lot of cases around the capital, Sana'a, and mostly in the western region of the country, similar to the COVID-19 map. Basically because the western region is a lot more populated in Yemen than the eastern region, so therefore it would have more cases. And my final map is an actual map of the civil war itself. Now, Yemen is primarily kind of like, there are two sides primarily fighting. The Houthis and the Hadi coalition. The pro-Hadi coalition basically is the government supporting coalition in Yemen, while the Houthis are the rebels that are trying to oppose them. The Houthis have already taken over the capital, Sana'a, as you can see there, right here with the star symbol on it, and the government has been forced to retreat to like various outlying cities and settlements in order to set up a new base of operations. And to make things even more unclear, Al-Qaeda and other allies, such as even ISIS at a time, also have pretty much taken advantage of the confusion in Yemen to set up base and terrorize the region. And this map was taken back in 2018, so it's a little bit outdated, but you can kind of get the gist of what exactly is going on in the country and how complicated the conflict really is. Like, most people just tend to think of civil wars as simply being two-sided, but Yemen is a whole different case. It's just a hot mess. Okay, so those are my three maps that I wanted to show for my humanitarian crisis, the Yemen Civil War, and that's actually about it. I hope you all enjoyed this, and feel free to use the links that I provided in order to learn more about the Yemen Civil War and maybe even find additional maps on it. All right, thank you.